Trafalgar Law has been one of the most popular characters within the story, and he's gotten a ton of development. Had a terrific backstory, got an absolutely broken devil fruit, and is just a really interesting character. However, his crew on the other hand is severely lacking. So today we are pimping out the Heart Pirates, giving Law's crew a complete makeover. We're gonna recreate Law's crew with some of the pirates within the series right now, and hopefully give him a much better crew. I wanna give a shout out to my guy Ninja Jam Jam for giving me this idea, and if you guys like this video, be sure to drop a like because we could make it a series. Also, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, be sure you are subscribed to not miss an upload because we are uploading damn near every day. But yeah, for Law's crew, obviously he's gonna be the captain of the Heart Pirates. He's still gonna have his submarine. It's just that the crew members themselves are gonna be kind of different. Now, there's a couple things we have to put into consideration. First off, chemistry matters, because if that doesn't matter, you could just do whatever the hell you want, and that's not fun. We want to make sure that not only does Law have a strong and capable crew, but he's also a happy captain. So chemistry will for sure matter with like how their goals align. You also have to kind of consider like who would actually be okay with Law being a captain. So some people within the story might fit with Law, but they wouldn't want him to be the captain, and they will want to be their own captain. And finally, all the people that we are selecting are people that are still alive. We're not gonna be putting like Goldie Roger on Law's crew or anybody like that. Actually, one last thing that we have to consider, just because it's Law's crew, the crew size itself actually can't be that big because his ship is a submarine. His current crew is only 21 people, so we're gonna try to keep it around there. It's probably gonna be a lot less. But yeah, to start off, the first people we have to look at is actually his current crew, because although a lot of them are unknown and they really aren't that capable, he still has a very strong relationship with them. And we do bag on Law's crew a lot, but they're not all trash. So first off, we got Beppo. He's gotta be part of the crew in my opinion. He's kind of Law's right-hand man right now. They have a very strong relationship. He's also a mink, so he's kind of strong, can do a little martial arts, so he could definitely handle himself. As long as we don't put him as the right-hand man of the crew, he's gonna be a good crew member. Oh yeah, he's also a navigator as well, so serving a critical role for the ship. So Beppo we definitely have to keep, and then the other two people we definitely have to keep are Sachi and Penguin. Beppo, Sachi, and Penguin have been with Law since they were kids, so these four obviously have the strongest relationship on the crew, and I feel like we can't separate them. Just the fact that they've known Law for so long, they know how he functions, they know how he likes to operate, so having them on the crew will help. Plus, it's gonna make Law a happy captain. And as far as strength goes, we really haven't seen Sachi and Penguin do any fighting, but Law always brings them along wherever he goes. Like Onigashima right now, the only people he brought along were Beppo, Sachi, and Penguin. So at the very least, he has trust in them to handle themselves. And also back in Saboti, when Rayleigh released his hockey, Sachi and Penguin still stood at the end of the day, so they're not completely fodder. So yeah, to keep Law happy, we get that trio from his original crew. They're pretty capable as well. And then there's one more person I want to add, and it's not John Bart, but that person is this dude right here. Now, the only reason I'm including him is because he's the only guy that we've seen drive the submarine. And I believe Law's submarine is the only one we've really seen in the story. So I'm not sure how many other people actually know how to drive one of these things. So I feel like we gotta bring this guy along, even if we have another helmsman join the crew, just so he could kind of like teach him the ways. And you know what? This guy was navigating the waves pretty well by Onigashima, so he's a pretty good helmsman. But besides that, because of how limited we are with our crew size, I don't think we're gonna take anybody else. So out of Law's old crew, we're gonna take Beppo, Sachi, Penguin, and the masked dude. Now the next group of people we could really draw from is obviously the Straw Hats. The Straw Hats have spent a long time with Law, they kind of know each other pretty well, and obviously the Straw Hats have some of the most capable people within the story, and I do feel like some of them fit Law's crew really well. But two people that really don't fit Law's crew would be Luffy and Zoro. First off, those two never listen to Law's plan, they're always messing it up, so I feel like in the long run it's not really gonna work well for those guys. But the other main thing is that Luffy and Zoro would probably never serve under Law. Luffy for sure has to be his own captain, he didn't even want to serve under like Sabo and Ace, so although he really likes Law and owes a debt to Law for saving his life, I don't think he will willingly serve under Law. Zoro is another person like that, where Luffy's probably the only only person he would serve under. There's been many times in the story where they've mentioned that Zoro could be a captain by himself, and honestly he's very strong-minded. I do feel like Luffy's really the only one he's willing to serve under. So although it would be really cool to have them on Law's crew, they would just not fit. But a person that would fit very well is obviously Chopper. First off, you got the Doctor and Doctor connection along with Chopper's dream of wanting to cure everything. What better person to serve under than the guy that has the Operation fruit? Law is obviously one of the best doctors within the story. Him and Chopper could share a lot of knowledge, and in terms of Chopper wanting to cure every disease, him going with Law makes a lot of sense. Even when you look at Chopper's character and why he didn't become a pirate in the first place, about how he was discriminated against and people treated him as a monster, well, Law has Beppo on his crew, so obviously he does not care about that, so Chopper would fit right in. But besides Chopper, I also feel like Robin would fit really well with Law. First off, their personality really matches each other. They're both adults at the end of the day. They're very mature. Of course, a lot of people have shipped them, but that's not what this video is about. But yeah, I feel like them teaming up would definitely help both of their goals. With Law in particular, I feel like Robin is probably one of the most coveted people he would be after. As we learned recently, Law kind of has this new mission of trying to figure out what the Will of D is. And to do that, he's gonna need somebody to read the poneglyphs. As a matter of fact, he's already asked Robin about this before. So for Law's crew, Robin would definitely be a major asset. On the other hand, Robin's dream of learning the true history kind of goes hand in hand of finding out about the Will of D. The other thing is they have both suffered at the hands of the world government as well. Robin, of course, with her tragic backstory of what happened at O'Hara, and of course Law as well of what happened with his hometown. So yeah, I do feel like Robin and Law's goals really align, and Robin would be a really good fit for his crew. But besides that, the final person I feel like we could take from the Straw Hats is Jinbei. Now Jinbei's dream is to end the discrimination against the fishmen and to have the fishmen be able to live on land. Now obviously this is not a direct goal of Law's, but if he's trying to find out about the true history and go up against the world government, eventually he's gonna solve this issue. In this scenario, it's more so Law gaining another strong crew member from the Straw Hats, so Law's definitely gonna have to do some of the convincing here and like work Jinbei's dream into his plan. But in the end, I do feel like their goals are similar enough for Jinbei to join the crew. But besides that, I really don't think anybody else really fits within Law's crew. Like people like Nami, Frankie, and Sanji are really just trying to explore and travel the world, so their goals go hand in hand with Luffy's a lot more, and it really wouldn't make sense for them to join Law's crew. But still, out of the Straw Hats, we get 3 very strong and capable crewmates, so I'm definitely happy with that. But right now, for what Law is trying to accomplish of like trying to take down the world government and learning the Will of D, it's not enough. So I think the next group of people we have to look at are the Whitebeard Pirates. This is probably like the only other group that we could kind of draw from, because at this point they've kind of retired and all scattered across the world, and that's a crew that's lost his captain and really has no more leadership, so I feel like they would definitely be willing to go under somebody else. Now obviously the top candidate here is Marco. Not only is he ridiculously strong, but the fact that he's also a doctor with an insanely OP devil fruit, getting Marco to join Law's crew would give us the best doctors in the One Piece world. But it's much easier said than done to get Marco on the crew because he's kinda at a weird spot. At this point, I'm not even really sure Marco still wants to be a pirate. It almost feels like he's done at this point. The fact that he's at Onigashima right now, I feel like it's only because of Whitebeard's last words, and it almost feels like his last hoorah. But it's definitely not impossible for Law to try to convince him, and I think we could try to figure something out. So looking at Marco, there's really 2 big things that he's after. The biggest problem is Weevil and Weevil going after Sphinx Island. Now obviously something definitely happened to Weevil or Sphinx Island for Marco to be confident to come to Onigashima. But personally, I really only think it's a temporary solution. I don't think Weevil got captured, so I think after Wano, Weevil will still be a problem. So in order to recruit Marco, that's definitely one of the goals that Law has to work into his plan. So that's either taking down Weevil or taking down Bakken, which is not going to be easy because Weevil's going to be protecting her. So I think now we really have to put an emphasis on strength and gathering strong members so we can handle Weevil. That way Marco doesn't have to worry about Sphinx Island. We'll get to that issue a little more later when we add more crew members. But besides that, I think the other thing we have to kind of work in is Blackbeard. Now at this point, I'm not exactly sure if Marco really cares about the revenge anymore. He's already lost the payback war and it's been a couple of years at this point, so he might be over it. Obviously he's still gonna be pissed at Blackbeard, but maybe he's not like dead set on revenge. But if Law makes taking down Blackbeard part of his plan and one of his goals, it will definitely help convince Marco joining. Now again, Blackbeard and his crew is even gonna be harder to take down, so I feel like at that that point, we really have to start gathering some allies. But I actually don't think that's gonna be a major issue. I feel like the move for Law here is to continue to ally with the Straw Hats, so eventually when they do go up against the Blackbeard Pirates, we have this insanely strong crew of the Heart Pirates along with the Straw Hat Pirates taking on Blackbeard. So I think if you're Law, you make the promise to Marco that Blackbeard and Weevil will be handled, and then the cherry on top is that they will eventually go after the world government and Marco maybe gets another shot at Akainu. So I do feel like Law will be able to convince Marco to join the crew, especially when we add more stronger crewmates. And one of those stronger crewmates could be another Whitebeard Pirates, but it's kind of hard to judge with these guys. You see, at this point, we don't really even know what happened to most of them. Some of them could be dead, some of them could just be retired. Even somebody like Izo, I feel like after this war is over, he might just want to stay in Wano. Somebody like Jozu at this point has already lost the arm, he might have more injuries, I feel like he's probably done. So the only other Whitebeard Pirate I'm gonna take is Vista. Now we don't really know what Vista is up to, but I feel like he probably has similar goals to Marco, and at this point I feel like I have a special connection with Vista, so we're gonna take Vista and put him on the Heart Pirates. So from the Whitebeard Pirates we get Marco and Vista by promising that we're gonna have a very strong crew, and with that strong crew and our allies we're gonna take down Blackbeard and Weevil and Akainu. So now we got two more really strong people, but we still need a lot more. And at this point we just have to look at individual people. I really don't think there's another crew that you could kind of pull from. And the first person is actually in Wano right now, and that is Yamato. If you are Law, you are jumping the gun on Luffy and getting ahead of him and saying, hey Yamato, you want to go out to sea? Well, come with me. Yamato clearly wants to go out to sea and explore just like Oden did, and she's also incredibly strong, so she will be very valuable to have as a crewmate. So if you're Law, there's really not that much you have to do to convince Yamato in my opinion. So you gotta get the jump on Luffy here, go to Yamato first, invite her onto your crew, and at this point you have Vista and Marco, so you could be like, hey, you could just be like Oden and sail with his former crewmates. These are also former crewmates of Ace as well, so there's another connection there. And honestly, I don't think Yamato will be that hard to convince, he just has to get the jump on Luffy. The other thing you could kind of say is like, we're trying to figure out the true history because of Robin, so eventually we'll go to Laugh Tale and find out about that. So like everything she's reading about in the journal, we're gonna go and explore and find. And that's the other element of Yamato that cannot be overlooked, the fact that she has so much information. So if we're able to get Yamato, not only do we now have Robin who knows about ancient weapons and so much more, but we also have Yamato who has all this information from Oden. Now I personally don't think Oden wrote everything in his journal, like what the Will of D is and what the One Piece is, but Yamato for sure could fill in a lot of information and a lot of gaps. So for Law, I do think the best move for him is to get the jump on Luffy and get Yamato on the crew. But after that, the next monster we're gonna go after is gonna be a tough one, and that is Sabo. Now Sabo right now is not a pirate, but he did want to become a pirate before. And of course, as of right now, we don't know what happened to him. He might be captured, he might be dead, but I don't think he's in that bad of a situation where he's unsavable. Now adding Sabo to the crew is gonna be critical because strength-wise, he might be the strongest crew member, but beyond that, the information that he has as the right-hand man of the Revolutionary Army is gonna be immense as well. So if we have him and Robin and Yamato with Oden's journal, we're gonna have this bank of information, and that's gonna help a lot towards accomplishing our goals of finding out the true history. So having Sabo on the crew would absolutely be incredible, but we do have to convince him a little. Now obviously he also wants to take down the world government, but if that's his main goal, he could just stay with the revolutionaries. However, Law could be like, not only is that one of our goals as well, so we could help the revolutionaries, but with us in particular, we're also looking to go after the Blackbeard Pirates. So now you have another reason for Sabo to join. Maybe he wants some revenge for Ace. We have some of Ace's old crewmates on here. They also want to go after Blackbeard and also Akainu. Oh yeah, and by the way, we're probably going to be sticking with the Straw Hats for a while because we're allies. And then the final convincing point is like, hey, you always wanted to be a pirate, right? Well, this is your chance. Now realistically, do I think all these people would join Law's crew? No. But in this fantasy scenario, I do think we have enough to probably convince Sabo to join. And then after that, I only have one more candidate to add, and that is another supernova. And that supernova is Jewelry Bonney. Now Bonney is another person that was involved with the Reverie, so we don't know what happened to her. But again, I don't think she's really in that much trouble and she should be fine. But yeah, with Bonney, she's another supernova, another very strong person. Of course, she has a lot of mystery surrounding her as well, but at the end of the day, we know she hates the world government. And with Law's crew right now, that's definitely one of their main goals, so I feel like we could definitely convince Bonney. So with Bonney join the crew, not only do we have some diversity, now we got 3 females. She's also incredibly strong as well, plus she might have some additional information to offer to us. So with her part of the crew, we get even more information and it helps a lot more towards our goals. And you know what, at this point I'm pretty happy with this crew. We do have some big ambitions of like taking down Blackbeard and the world government, but like I said, Law's plan here has to be continuing to ally with the Straw Hat Pirates. That way we have even more power towards accomplishing our goals. So at the end of the day, here are the new Heart Pirates. We got Law as the captain, and then the top two of the crew are Sabo and Marco, and then we have a bunch of other strong crew members with Bonney, Robin, Chopper, Vista, and Yamato. And then of course we got the OGs of Beppo, Sachi, Penguin, the mask guy. And at this point the crew is only 13 members deep, so if you want to bring in some other Heart Pirates to make Law happy, feel free to. We just can't bring everybody or else it get too crowded. But yeah, that is my makeover for Law's crew. I definitely want to hear your thoughts as well. How exactly would you remake the Heart Pirates? Let me know in the comments below. This was a really fun video to make. I could definitely do more of these on other people. Of course, somebody like Kid, or maybe even Sabo, or even somebody like Zoro. So yeah, if you want to see more of these, definitely drop a like and comment down below. But yeah, to also make sure you don't miss an upload, be sure you're subscribed to the channel with the notifications on. As always, thank you to all my King Pirates Elite members on YouTube and Patreon for supporting the channel. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Twitch at I'mDZach, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!